So you're running this course on strategic partnerships this week. If you could distill into a couple of sentences, what's the key message that you want to impart on strategic partnerships?
Sure. I would love to impart among the participants why strategic partnerships are so important, because they, for me, are growing in leaps and bounds over time. And it says, in essence, it's trying to gain competitive advantage. How they're able to gain a competitive advantage through strategic partnerships.
You say that you can gain competitive advantage through strategic partnerships, but you were telling the students today that a half of them fail. So why do they fail?
It's funny, isn't it? So here we are asking them, or suggesting that they develop strategic partnerships, but there's a high failure rate at the same time. The reason why there's a high failure rate is that there's conflicting objectives amongst the parties, amongst the two partners. There could be also a disinclination to invest. Why? Because why should we invest in something when they may not invest? The other is that, well, I'd love to get the most out of those strategic partnerships without investing very much. So these are conflicting objectives, and often they come to a head either before the partnership starts or even during the partnership.
So when these participants go home, what would you like them to bear in mind so that their strategic partnerships don't fail?
You know, what we've been doing through this week, or what we're going to do through this week, is a four-step process. And in essence, it's basically let's say, a structured process in developing strategic partnerships. First, through strategizing. Well, why are we doing strategic partnerships in the first place? Secondly, through structuring, which is about how do we create the right structure of strategic partnerships to get the maximum benefit. Third is about starting them for gaining that trust, just like we were talking about today. And then finally, it's about studying and steering the strategic partnerships for maximum benefit across all of the partnerships that we have inside a company.
If there was one thing that they must do, what would it be?
Trust. Number one, it's personal relationships, and it's developing trust amongst those dyads, or those personal relationships between the parties that are developing the strategic partnerships. Without that, nothing works.